Yeah, so we are back again on another edition of QTV this morning. Good morning. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I mean, my weekend was fine. You know, I had a great time.
I know you went to the market. Let's
no,
talk about it.
I was in Jarasoma on Saturday.
Oh, you went to the market as well?
Yes, from Jarasoma on Sunday, I accompanied Madam to the market with the kids.
You bought some vegetables.
So we were
there. So you are just a bystander watching them, so you were not...
No, I was taking care of the kids in the car. So the kids were together, the baby, so I have to help the madam hold the baby.
So you played no role in the market, so it was all pretense.
But it was all part of, I mean, the market trip today.
An excursion to the market.
So, so good morning, Mr. Ade. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I had a nice Sunday. Relaxing, watched a lot of football. I saw Morocco under-20 win the under-20 World Cup. Only the second, only second African
Congratulations
team.
to the Moroccans.
Ghana had won it before, many years ago. And I thought they'd have a really tough time because they met Argentina in the final. But to get to the final, they'd beaten Brazil, Spain, and France, who were all ranked way above them. But they played fantastically well, and they won.
They deserved to win.
Deserved winners, and so I watched that yesterday.
Okay, all right. So it's like you spent your weekend watching.
Yeah, and then I went for a drive because it was nice and sunny, and like everybody else, I thought the rain season had ended. And in fact, when I came back, I phoned. I was speaking to my sister in America, and I said, "Yeah, you know, rain season is gone." I said it had a bright, sunny, very hot day. And then
don't speak too soon now. Now I've given up on that
jinxed,
one. I
jinxed everybody because boy did it rain. It rained. It was windy.
A lot of thunderstorms.
Thunder and lightning. Yeah, it was quite a sort of impressive display from nature.
Exactly.
I think the season has shifted. You know, what we used to expect in, in September is happening in October.
Yeah,
I think
because
that is, nature's way of.
I think we were discussing this in the office that last year, around the 7th or 8th of October last year, it had stopped raining.
Yeah.
And then, to have such heavy rainfall was.
But the last night was really good because, for at least those,
at least we were able to run all our daily activities, then return home, relax and.
But the winds as well do a lot of damage, and so the national disaster must be very busy these days.
Right. So I've got my rain boots on because it gets very muddy. Every time it rains.
Exactly, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Probably it's going to rain today too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at the African code. From the code, then we would be talking to the QCell team. They would be on the program, and we'll be discussing, some of the services that they offer. Buba and Keba would be here. And from there, then we will close the program. Yes, the newspaper review follow after the African code. So I am trying to look for the right running order here.
Or for the right quote, is it?
Yeah. So now we'll do the African proverb.
Go to the newspaper and come back.
I think that's better. Yeah. So market vendors threaten to boycott 2026 election.
No. That's from last week.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's a last week paper that I'm reading. Police arrest man for who confessed to killing burning Nigerian. That's on the Standard.
Yeah, quite shocking, dramatic headline. I saw it, and it sort of that's on the Standard.
But that's really horrific.
It's shocking, and you when you read a headline like that, you wonder what must have led.
Killing and burning.
Yeah.
Was he trying to hide evidence?
Who knows?
Or something?
Who knows?
Wow. Well, Mr. Carr, the stiffness of this crime. I mean, killing, it's a crime of its own. Burning, it's a crime of its own. And it'll tell you premeditated murder, it's a crime of its own. So it's really a very serious crime.
Yeah, absolutely. Any form of taking life, and especially the manner in which it is taken also constitute the gravity and degree of which, the law will have to look into. So if you say murder, there are different categories, some is, something that is planned and executed. That's why they say it's premeditated. So that is murder. If it is not, there is no premeditation, it becomes manslaughter. That is the distinction. Or, you know, I mean, in certain countries like America, the degrees there is a variance. But in the UK, you'll just have either murder or manslaughter, and then they will, based on, you know, what was, you know, whether it was premeditated or just something that happened in the course of activities, of events, you know. But it's sad that somebody have to kill somebody. I don't know whether it was an arson or how did it happen. I don't know the details, but in any case, it's just too horrific.
Yeah, because it says killing and then burning the person. So, you know,
so it would have been very important for us to know what was the process that they've gone through until they got to the confession of this individual. But that we cannot establish now, because as far as in the hands of authorities now, I think the police PRO would have been in the best position.
But the newspaper article might actually reveal it. Just that we
the
only
police
have the
also, we have to commend them, you know, whenever they are able to solve or kind of apprehend some culprit or criminal, you know, then we have to really give them thumbs up, because that's what they are there for. Sometimes we do have a go for at them on different issues. So we should also appreciate. And
so the President, His Excellency, President Adama Barrow, is currently on his vacation in Mankunda, you know, but side by side he's also laying foundation stones for certain projects.
I was going to say
the road between Garawal and Kusum road. I mean, very important. Recently, we've seen how roads are connecting the Gambia, making accessibility very easy. I mean, the other day when I was coming from Brikama and I looked on my left just after the Nyambai forest and I saw a road connecting to Jabang, I was so excited. I mean, because it was a nightmare to go up to Airport Junction and connect to Jabang, but now you connect to Jabang at a very easy and convenient way. So I think development comes with roads as well, Mr. Ka.
That's the road where the solar electricity is.
That's right.
Yeah, that's just at the edge of the forest. Yeah, you are right. Roads are important, you know, in terms of connectivity. I mean, you know, in Africa we have deficiency of that. You know, since independence, a lot has not been done in terms of infrastructure, especially roads. So connectivity with the rural communities is really bad. Sometimes it used to take us days just to get to Basse, but now it's within hours, within the day. You can get up early morning, go and have lunch in Basse,
and come back the same day. So
that shows.
I told you, on Saturday I was in Jara Soma. I left in the morning, and by 4 p.m. before 7, I was back home. You know.
I know some people argue that we don't eat roads, but roads have economic dividends, you know, because where the economic activity expands, naturally it generates income where people can also survive. So these things are interlinked. It's an ecosystem. And within the ecosystem, you understand that each and everything that is being constructed for communities to develop, you know, they are having access to hospitals or health cares, you know, going A to B, you know, or kids being able to go to school to a place that would have been normally inaccessible because of the distance. Transports can easily take them, whether it's, you know, motorbike or tuk-tuk or whatever means. As long as the road is good, you get A to B, it closes, you know, the community. And
we're always talking about how important agriculture and farming activities are. Well, if you want to get your produce from one place or another, or to as many places as possible, then you need that good connectivity.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have that, then of course it means that you can only go to a few places. So of course, you know, even though, as you said, people always say, we don't eat roads, but they are so important.
Absolutely.
They're so important.
Very
They're
important.
vital.
Yes.
You know,
road, electricity, certain basic amenities.
Well, connectivity is very important, being it power, being it roads or any or internet connections. These are very significant.
Even by extension, Africa, we should be able to get up and go to Guinea-Bissau or Cape Verde through roads. If we have good road networks, you know, that interconnect,
so most of
Africa will become, you know.
I was talking to, you know, when you engage many people from Guinea, they'll tell you the reason why we are supporting Mamadi Doumbouya, it's because he made transportation easier, you know, to access certain places. There was a time before you get to Guinea, you have to spend 3 days, you understand? And there was a time before you get from Conakry to Labe, it has to take you a day, you understand, or so to get there. But when he took over power, the first thing he was, Mr. Ade, you follow most of his projects.
I follow his
no need
project.
to tell you.
Exactly. I'm laughing.
Mr. Ade knows most of his projects.
He has his whole, the big project is Simandu 2040. And part of that is very much infrastructure.
Absolutely.
It's about 70 or 80% of it.
You can see.
You know, he's now building road that goes the length of Guinea, as well as all the roads that lead off that particular road. It is a huge project. It's being funded by the new mining contracts that he signed, mainly with the Chinese. And so, you know, I follow his
absolutely.
YouTube and Facebook pages.
The more the merrier. We need more roads, you know, both secondary and primary roads. You know, I've seen that.
The days you leave from Kombo, you go to Basse, you reach 12 a.m. You know, you leave by 6 or 7 and you reach Basse by 12 a.m. the next day. So, I mean, it's important. Gambia, Turkey signed Landmark Energy Corporation. I mean, this is another step in the right direction. We've seen what Turkey have been doing in the Gambia when it comes to cooperation. The car power ship was here before their contract ended. And we've seen different projects, I mean, that have been implemented by the Turkey delegate in the Gambia. So I think these are cooperations that we need, Mr. Ka.
Yeah, especially that sector, any intervention really to improve, you know, the services of the provision of electricity is welcome. So if they're going to Turkey and they are able to have a good deal, you know, that serves the interests of the Gambian people, then it's most welcome. I mean, I think it's important that we look into expanding, you know, the production of electricity, because in the absence of that, you cannot have industrialization and many things cannot function. It's important. So anyway, they can go to the wall and get a contract, a deal.
I mean, Malik mentioned earlier when we were talking about something else, he mentioned about the road leading to the solar plant. I mean, that's the kind of expansion we need. You know, so if that's the kind of thing that they're bringing, you know, we should be moving towards more renewable energy. Wind, solar. We don't, you know, although last night's wind was quite heavy, we don't get as much wind as some places, and that are now reliant, very sort of heavily reliant on. But certainly solar energy is one that we should be striving to. So we don't need the likes of car power.
Especially the amount of sunlight that we experience
in Africa.
In Africa. You know, when I was talking to one of my, he said to me, okay, in Europe, normally, sometimes you don't see the sun, but we use most of our energy from solar, and it works perfectly.
There are towns in Germany that have 40% of their energy is solar, in Germany. I mean, how much sunlight does that? So, yeah, I mean, the technology doesn't mean it has to have direct sunlight all the time. You know, just enough
and you see there are different innovations that are coming. The other day I watched a documentary whereby, you know, China discovered something. They try to invent steps whereby when people are walking on them, and is providing power to the street light. So and it's more of a pavement where many people would be using all the time. So you can see how easy it is to generate electricity.
Innovation.
So we have the picture of that accident that happened on the Senegal.
The flyover
by
Brusubi turntable.
So very
quite dramatic. So this image you're seeing now is the one that has kind of caught the attention of most people. But in fact, there were 3 vehicles involved in the accident. And even when we passed it around 7 o'clock this morning, all the 3 vehicles were there. The police were there. They had cordoned off the road, and so people had to go under the flyover to get, you know, around to the other side. Quite shocking, quite dramatic. We don't know what the extent of injuries or whatever, and hopefully no fatalities. But we don't know. It
must have happened last night, probably.
Before the rains, they said. But you know, the bridge, especially, you know, people don't take notice. But the roads, if you look at the markings, especially the speeds, is 70, 50, and 30. That is this battle-hardening or OIC road, whatever you call it.
Harding.
But then people do not respect the speed limits, especially if you go on top of the bridge. I think for me, the authorities should look at ensuring that it's 30 kilometers max, because it's a very short route, and you don't need to speed there, because the consequences of accidents there can be
very high.
As is evident today. Or even can spill, the car can even
go over.
Absolutely, and that can be another.
And also overtaking. There should not be any overtaking on the bridge. So these are things, and I think they have not educated the people to understand speed limits and enforcement of speed limits. If we do that, we will reduce the rate of accidents on that particular route dramatically, because the distance is not that far. So I don't understand why people should be running 120 kilometers on the 130. Sometimes I do 80 on the fast lane, and people behind me would be hooting. I'm saying, no, this is max is 70, and I'm even breaking it by doing 80.
And even 80
so
is
I ignore, and people think you are an
speed,
idiot. But they should educate the people about speed limits and let them respect it. The more we respect traffic codes and do the right thing with the right attitude to drive, speed is the killer, and most of these incidents or accidents are caused by speed.
Yeah, I mean, the other two vehicles were two white sort of sedan car vehicles. This was an SUV, and they were all kind of locked. But as well as having hit each other, you could see they'd also destroyed the poles, the street
lampposts.
There were about 3 of them were also knocked down in the accident. So it was quite dramatic, a lot of damage.
So that tells you about the speed,
and the force.
And the fact that they are going in the same direction and able to have that sort of collision is just inexplicable. For me, it's incomprehensible that you have to do that. I think people should really...
There was a time to another accident of this sort happened on the traffic lights, bridge as well. So that vehicle was hanging on the irons on top of the bridge.
No, these accidents are regular and every day, every time on that particular stretch of road. Because people are excited or they got carried away because of the smoothness of the road and think that they can run as fast. Well, I don't understand why they should be running more than 70 on that, and 70 is the limit.
And the speed bumps that they've put there have saved countless lives. I moved to where I am now in 2019, and before the road was straightened out, the road outside the house was on a slight curve, and I can tell you every week we had 2-3 accidents, including, whilst I've been here, a couple of fatalities. Since they've straightened the road and there are speed bumps, we haven't had a single fatality. We still have accidents because people drive stupidly and want to overtake when they shouldn't overtake. But it has saved many lives.
Speed is part of the problem.
And yet people were complaining about
I know
why they put
roadworthiness of vehicles can also be an issue in terms of your brakes, your tires, and other aspects. But speed is the major problem. I can tell you. If they cut down the speed, they will dramatically reduce accidents on that route. And not only on that route, many other routes for that matter, because here the people are very impatient. They're always on the rush. And you don't know where they're going. It's not even that big a country or big places
and sometimes
that you're going.
you can see a driver even on a bend. The driver will be bending with full speed.
That's what I was saying.
And that is why near 1+1 accidents are very high there because of what you're talking about. There is a bend, and they don't calculate that, some of these drivers, with the speed, especially younger drivers. Around Christmas period would be serious. I think the police traffic officers,
they need to
you
step
see
up.
them, but you don't see them a lot. You just see one bike standing. If they have more than 5 motorbikes on that road running around and making sure that they're policing the speed rather than station in one place, and then they will cut down a lot of things. And also the parking. Some of the vehicles, they park at the wrong junctions.
On the main highway.
On the main highway. They should not be there at all. They should not be. They should not be allowing these the gele-geles and all these picking passengers right at the junction of entry.
There's so much, like when I drive in the evening, if you're driving along Senegambia, there's a zebra crossing just before you get to Coco Ocean and that place. It has now become a
spot for picking
and dropping off passengers. People actually stand there and you think they want to cross. every night.
While they are waiting for a vehicle.
They're waiting for a vehicle.
They should do what they do in UK. You have red lines marked on the road.
Yeah.
It means under no circumstances should you stop there.
Stop. Yeah.
So if they have red marks, some areas or along the road, there are certain areas that they provided for vehicles to pick and park, you know, because that's just natural. You will have
but I think it's a matter of discipline and attitude.
There's discipline and attitude, but also you can discipline people.
Some of these authorities are doing what they have to do. For example, let's take a look at the zebra crossing. You know, the zebra crossing is there, the speed bumps are there, and we all understand, okay, there are special places that are made for cars to park and pick passengers.
On this morning, we had these people come and telling us they're going to be bringing in speed cameras and this, that, and people are going to be fined. 9 months later, we're still waiting for them. You know, what's keeping them? You know, you can discipline people if they're not going to discipline themselves. When you start fining people, you know, change the law so that the fines are much stiffer.
Exactly. And
trust
enforceable.
Me, when it hits you in the pocket 2-3 times, and you know every infringement is 10,000 or 15,000,
or even cost you your license if you are a repeat offender. There should be, I think they should develop, I don't know what they're doing,
the points
system of taking your points. So they will have a card that you will be carrying, and you have points on your license.
In UK, when you get certain number of points on your license,
the more serious the infraction, every infraction will attract a certain number of points that could be deducted. So if they deduct it to a certain level, you will lose it, especially commercial drivers. It means they will not walk. So they will respect the rules and regulations. And these are the things as a modern society, modern.
But I think with that we have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, we have to put our house in order. We have to put the system to work according to what Mr. Carr is saying. Otherwise, you will suspend someone's license, and next minute you see the person using the back way to drive again.
Yeah, of course.
Then you seize the vehicle that he is driving, because you should not be running a vehicle without the proper documentation or license. So if there are ways that you can really put your pressure, and then
I think the law should bite.
So if the person's license is revoked and you find him driving another vehicle, there will be consequences. The vehicle owner will lose that vehicle. So if they come to understand that, then they will not allow anybody to use their vehicle because they are suspended.
I once went to the place in London where they crush seized vehicles. If you see some of these vehicles, beautiful.
Yeah.
It could easily be sold and whatever, be on the road. But because of the seriousness of the infringement by the person, they crush them to nothing.
Wow.
Yes.
And the license,
go there and watch
the license should be made biometric as well, so that you cannot have license twice. Like if you have license, then there is no way you can have because it's biometric. You would be in the system.
Once you put your finger on
they will tell you already had one, so you cannot come and get another one. So they should look into digitizing all these things and synchronize
it. Because we have the ID card system here. So I think the ID card, when you place your finger, they know your ID card is not expired. Your passport is not expired. So the license too can follow that procedure.
Yeah, because they need to synchronize the whole network, the whole system, so that when you have your ID, one particular ID, that will represent your identity all over. Anywhere you go, to the bank, to the immigrations, anywhere, they will know that this is Balde. So you cannot repeat acquiring a document twice. It's not possible. You cannot do that.
It's one of the reasons why so many of these European countries have ID card as mandatory.
Yes.
Spain, Portugal, Italy, France.
Yes.
Here, in Britain, they don't have that. They're trying to bring it in, and it's caused a big commotion as well. But I think eventually it will come in. But that's one of the reasons why they want to bring it in.
Imagine when we have that, and it's going to help us control crimes as well, because once a crime is committed, they will just put your fingerprint in the system.
It will help in acquisition of voters card, acquisition of passport, acquisition, because your identity is you from birth to death. So that will not change. And because the technology, the tools are available, they should use it. And I'm sure, with the digital ministry, I'm sure these are the things that they would be working on to ensure that government acquisition of land documents and all these things. So you can have a system which synchronizes all of these things, into a single,
so the police also nabbed 21 people at Bakau,
notorious drug den.
Yeah. The lion's den. Yes. So drug, it's something that many countries are still struggling to control. I mean, at some point, you know, when you bring a procedure, and the peddlers will also find another way. So I think drug is a universal problem.
It is, but drugs are categories, Balde. You have some drugs like marijuana, that is cannabis, satires. In many countries now is decriminalized because, you know, yes, it does do a lot of harm, but they can control it in many ways, and it doesn't attract a lot of, you know, sanctions to the extent. Gambia, our primary problem, I think, is basically two things.
Marijuana.
That is marijuana and the tablets. That is these pills that they are consuming. I heard there is a lot of it. Because when it comes to higher class A drugs such as cocaine,
heroin,
it's too expensive.
To access it is the
Very
problem.
few, it's even expensive. You cannot afford a lifestyle of surviving on coke or heroin because it's too expensive. If they are users, it's just 0.00% of the population, unless they are using it as a transit to go and sell to other countries as a lucrative business. That category, I don't think is that very much. So what we are dealing with is basically, and they should look at the policies to review it.
Well,
because in England, where, you know, they kind of relaxed them a bit, if you take alcohol as a drug, there are more crimes committed through people who are alcohol, you know, driving offenses, fights, murders, etc., than to do with drugs. Cannabis or whatever. So, you know, they realized that they were being a bit, you know, the kind of colonial mentality where they lock you up for one spliff and so on. That's kind of...
And when you think about it a second, I mean, comparing alcohol and cannabis at some point, you realize probably, okay, we all know.
Their effects are different. We are not saying that cannabis is good. We are saying it should be a policy review to look at all these things in a holistic way, at least so that, you know, we'll not just pack one kid with one joint, you know, for 10 years in prison, you know, 10 years, you know, those are the things. The sentencing tariff should also reflect what quantity you're having. Are you a pusher or are you just a user? You know, those are the policy issues that they need to talk. Otherwise, we'll have a large number of our youths spending a lot of time, you know, in the prisons, you know, we're feeding them, and it's wasting also a lot of, you know, potential resources.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Carr, for doing this with us today, and we hope before end of the week we'll engage you again, you know. And Mr.
I hope not.
Mr. Adedrame, we will now take a short break. After the break, then the QCell team would be here, and we'll be discussing the new QCell app. It's amazing. Now I don't use my TV much to watch QTV. I just go on my app and I watch QTV. Well, Tara was playing yesterday. I went to the app, click QTV, and I placed it in my bedroom. I was enjoying it. Very fast and easy to use. I love it. I love the QCell app. It's
technology
amazing.
Is changed now.
Oh, imagine. Now you can watch TV in your car. Am I connecting your TV and using the app to watch TV?
As long as you're not driving.
Exactly.
Sometimes, yes. Okay, so we'll be right back after this.
Opticalia, Gambia's leader in optical care with 5 locations offering the best in visual health. With cutting-edge European technology, Opticalia delivers single vision lenses in just 20 minutes. At Opticalia, we care about our future. Eye exams are free for individuals under 18, ensuring everyone has access to quality eye care. But it's not just about vision. Opticalia also provides advanced audiology services to ensure your hearing health is in the best hands. Our audiology services offer European standard hearing aids and diagnostics, ensuring everyone can hear clearly. Whether it's testing or treatment, you can trust Opticalia for your auditory care. Opticalia offers European standard products, fair prices, and exceptional value all under one roof. Visit Opticalia at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia or call us on 7767-121 or at any of our regional branches. Banjul 7767-121 126. Brikama 7767-123. Farafenni 7767-124. Basse 7767-125. Opticalia. Love what you see and hear.
Naine dake network koto mi yalonko wole warta nyimbanko kan adung adabe soniaring wole nyama. Imuna fang telefono la mi yalonko abe seniaring adung internet wobe tariaring. Nyindung QCell dorna sinyin nati aleno. Ibori yela QCell line ota. Customer care mi suti atima. Bi. QCell network ko mi warta network ko beti adung adabe soniaring. QCell sunu boss. Ntolenga silo walang dulia bulan noma.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Vocal si network bu gëna rëy gëna yombale si réewi Gambia bi fii jëfandikool call bu set internet bu gaaw li yëpp si njëg bu yomba fii si QCell dawal léegi si suñ customer care bu la gëna jege ñu may la QCell line te doo si fay dara QCell network bu gëna rëy te it gëna yombale si réew mi fii QCell suñu bas ñoo xaali yoon bi ñeneen toppa.
These tracks.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV This Morning, and I am Ibrahim Abalde. Now let's move on to the last segment. We'll call this the last segment of the program because we'll be closing by 10. Yeah, so we have the QCell and the Q Money team with us. We have Boba Serikan, the senior marketing officer for QCell. He's a senior man. And we have Keba. Keba is the marketing manager for Q Money. But Keba, I'm telling you, Kulundoke. Can I help? I'm telling you, Kulu. Very kind of school.
Balde. You know, this guy, actually, I saw him when he was very, very young.
Boy, don't say this on TV.
When he was still in short trousers.
You know, right now we are on
Boy,
live
don't
TV,
say this on
so
air. We are live.
Yes.
The whole world is watching, boy.
You started
so I wouldn't say what I know about you.
So, gentlemen, good morning. It's good to have you. You know, we are always happy to have the team here to discuss what QCell or Q Money has to offer to the general public. I know there are a lot of things on the plates and on the pipeline. Buba, you can attest to that.
Yes, sure.
We've done the summer data splash. We've done the summer fiesta. We did a lot of promotions and people enjoyed it.
Which is still on.
Yeah, so I am pretty sure there is a lot of things. There are a lot of things coming. Yeah. So good morning.
Morning. So thank you, Balde. Always a pleasure being here. Today we are here to talk to our customers and potential customers about the QCell app, which got a major upgrade.
Okay.
And the upgrade has to do with Keba. So
Not just me.
Which is fully integrated Q Money into the QCell app, but it doesn't just stop there. The QCell app, we changed the look of it. We made it more user friendly for customers to easily navigate the app, have all of their services in one place, because we all know that QCell have a lot of services. We have a lot of codes, and not all of us can know all those codes. I want to subscribe to data. What do I do? People call me frequently and what's the code again? And I keep on telling them. So what we thought of is, what can we do to make it easier for the average Gambian to just subscribe to any service without remembering a code. With 2 or 3 clicks, you're there. So we came up with the QCell app. It has been launched for quite some time now, but the upgrade that we did, we integrated Q Money as well, so that we can have everything in one application. No need for customers to have 1 or 2 applications for basically almost the same service. So that's when the QCell app came in, and this upgrade, it came with newer features. You can view your balance by just opening the app, and the balance, the way we made it is a customer can keep track of their credit, their data, their voice bundle, their SMS, without dialing the 101 or calling customer care to check your balance, knowing when it's expiring, knowing how much you have left, and subscribing to all of your services like Sunyu Bundle, Q Power, which is one of the most used services. Ifankanta, some people don't know the code, they want to use it, but they don't know the code. And some people have this stigma that, oh, if I ask someone the code, maybe they think I'm broke.
They think, yeah.
So having the app in there, you can just go in easily, get your Ifankanta credit without calling 111, asking for the code, or calling someone who you know that knows the code without asking them. So these are ways that we thought that will help customers navigating through our services, and also using services they didn't even know that existed, like because there are some codes where QCell sells it, *343, you get all of this. But maybe if I forgot the code, I wouldn't know what's on the *343 menu. And the most entertaining part of the app, like Balde said before we came on, was streaming QTV live and also watching Q Radio. But one thing I would say is don't watch QTV in your car.
Exactly.
You're going to be driving and watching
TV.
Unless you are the passenger, then feel free. You can watch it. Yeah, so these are ways of keeping the app entertaining for customers and anyone who wants to download the app. And downloading the app is easy. You can get it either on the Play Store or on the App Store. So App Store, which are the iPhone users, and Play Store, which is the Android users, you go there, you download the app. And the best thing about it right now, we are doing a promo. If you download the app, we'll give you 1 GB free data. This data comes free for anyone who downloads or updates the app. So if I was a current user of the old version and I go to the App Store or the Play Store and I update the app, immediately after registering on the app, QCell will give me my 1 GB. It's free of charge. We're just giving it.
So the other day, when I downloaded the app, I saw internet on my phone, but I didn't know how it came about.
And you didn't try to return it.
Honestly, I didn't understand. So I just said, okay, let me just allow you to, you know. So Keba, I think this is a step in the right direction.
Obviously.
I mean, all our services on one platform. The app, we've seen it, it's easy to use. I've used it. I watch TV now on my mobile, you know. So I mean, having Q Money there, it's another advantage.
Yes, obviously. For me, I have to thank the SWAT team. You know, they did a great job. The app is actually very amazing and also easy to use because you only need to enter your password once. You know, for subsequent transactions, you don't have to enter your password.
Which is something that used to annoy people. Because you had to keep doing, you know.
That has been a problem. And now you don't need that. So you just have to enter that once, and then, you know, you actually log into the app. And the other amazing thing is, you know, once you are in, you can view your balance. The eye icon, you know, you just have to tap on that. Yes, and then you know, it shows you, you know, your balance. And the other thing is, you know, on Q Money, we have you know, international wallet. So also on the app, you can also view your international, you know, balance because it is actually separate from the main, you know, wallet. So because we have a lot of partners, as you know, BNB, RIA, and, you know, German Money Transfer, you know, transfers and others. So once money is sent, it comes to, you know, international, you know, wallet. So this is why it's, you know, it is right now separated, you know, from the main wallet. So now you can also view it. And the other thing is, you know, you don't actually have to struggle if you have to send money to people, you know, P2P transfers. You just have to click, and then you just, you know, in fact, you don't have to enter, you know, the number. You can search from your contact. And then, in fact, within, you know, seconds, you know, money is sent. You can also make payments at our merchants, you know, by scanning. You know, you can easily, you know, cash out funds. And the other amazing thing is the new service, you know, broadband. So people now do not have to come to our outlets to pay for their, you know, plans. You know, you can do this at your own comfort zone. And for me, I think the other important thing is the bank link. Now you don't have to, you know, go to the bank, you know, to ask about your balance. You know, you can view your balance, you know, through the app. Okay, and for me, I think this service is also important for the people in the rural Gambia, because you don't have, because they travel far distance, you know, for you know, financial you know, transactions. So with this one, you know, you can move funds, you know, bank to wallet, and then also wallet to bank. So you don't have to travel.
I just checked my balance. I'm having only $6. Can you imagine?
Okay, maybe after the program, I'll give you something. This guy is a broke guy.
You cannot promise
very,
me.
very broke.
You cannot promise me money.
And now all the
Mr. Ade, this is a promise.
And the other thing is that
you see my $6. Yes.
But you don't have to be broke. So the other thing is that you can have a statement of your transactions, monthly, weekly, Yes, in fact, daily.
Daily,
yes, so you can see how you have been spending your funds. So the app is actually very easy to use, and it's so quick, So because you don't have to enter your password for subsequent transactions, so whatever you need to do, you can do it, within a second.
Are we going to expect other linking other banks as well?
Of course, we are working on that. We are actually working on that. So most likely before end of the year, we'll have other partners as well.
Because there was a GSIP, whatever, there was a forum just this week, which was about this kind of interconnectivity of banks and other services. But Balde doesn't watch the news, so
yes. And right now we are also working with GAM Switch. So very soon,
it's with GAM Switch.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So this is important, especially for people, as I said, for people in the Royal Gambia. Most of the people where they live, they don't have banks there. They travel, the farmers, the teachers, the vendors, they struggle to do a financial transaction. So with this, in fact, with this service, you don't have to do that. You can, if your salary is paid, you can easily move it from your bank to your wallet. So it's like having, your bank at your doorstep. So this is actually very key. And then the other important thing is the data. Right now we offer the cheapest data. In fact, QCell data.
That is true.
Yes. So, and I know, Balde is also benefiting from that because he's a broke guy.
Price.
So obviously he will go for cheap things.
Yeah, I cash in all the time. Yes.
And that cash in. In fact, once you cash in, we also give you free money because I call it free money. Free credit. So with that, you can send SMS, you can make calls, you can
even browse.
Yeah, you can browse, you can use it as data as well. So this is very important. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Buba?
Yeah, so just to add on that, the Q-Money side of the application is giving you all the Q-Money services that Q-Money had on their previous application. Bank links, sending money, buying credit, buying airtime, buying data, buying cash power, Q power. These are all services that are now fully on the QCell app on the Q-Money side. So you don't need two apps anymore. One app will do the job just fine. And with the QCell application, everything you want to know about QCell is basically on the app. If you want to know where our customer cares are, what time do they open, what time do they close, we have a Google map direction on it. You click it, it shows your current location and how far you are from the nearest customer care to you. So all of these, we want our customers like a one-stop shop. You want to know about QCell, no need to dial 111 anymore. Just download the app and enjoy.
And just to demonstrate and prove, we are watching QTV on the platform. You can see we are watching ourselves here.
Yeah.
You understand? You can use the app and watch. I mean, it's very. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, so it's beautiful. Now you can watch QTV.
In fact, the other thing that I forgot to mention is that Q Power now you can buy if a cash power for any meter number. You don't have to register it. Yes, I forgot that part. So that is also very important. So you can buy for anyone that you want to buy.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. So, Mr. Ade, anything you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I'm just very impressed. I mean, and for me, I think the annoying thing had been this kind of constantly having to enter your PIN. It's like, why do I have to enter it yet again? And now, I do it once and bang, I can do it. But really, the one you just demonstrated, I think is one that people will, as long as they're not driving.
Absolutely.
To watch QTV, on your phone, and the signal is very strong, it's very good.
So quickly, Buba,
yes.
nying apo akamune ke janimbe program close.
Yes, so apo basically aka na clientol mako le miala left QCell service or service use la ni QCell application or download ibabe sotala in this one app. So ka apo nyin sota soniata le mbe yalo nako ni mo sulata apo le kata diamond ka ni mo sasa ta yalo ne nyanta ta diamond. So you go to your respective app stores, your application and you download for free. Your download for now will give you extra 1 gigabyte for free from us. You register on the app. Registration is very easy. Ila QCell number, either the 5 series or the 3 series, either one will do. Nia done direct, then you see the app interface. Immediately you log into the app, you know the difference. Ibano know, oh, I should have done this a long time ago, because ila balance is there, right, for you to see anytime you want to see it. Now I don't dial 101. I just open the app. It's quicker. Ila balance all, yeah, you know when it's expiring. You can send transfer credit. Was a challenge for a lot of people. Credit so application you click ya mari la number duni amount dundi ya send immediately you get it. Cash power sandro dol ko nyamang koto nyula on kanyina code nyinale easier on the app. Yeah, application or Q power click yela meter number select or your meter number duni any meter number again like kebe afanyam. You don't need to register now to buy. It's hard to know right there and buy it. It's a one-time thing.
You see, there was a time we were talking about Q Money app being user-friendly, and I think this is going to change the game.
Yes, it has.
Before I think we were finding it a bit difficult, but now I can see how easy and
initially you had to
you have to go through so many processes, but now it's very easy and convenient.
Yes, and it will get easier because we do not plan to stop here. We want to keep developing the app. Like Eba said, the SWAT team did an amazing job. With the short period of time that was given to them, they delivered a very wonderful app, not just when it comes to the functionality, but the aesthetic look of the app as well. Because looking at the app and looking good, I mean, it counts a lot. So this is why some apps, like you go on WhatsApp, they keep on updating. Every week you go to your app store, you see that there's a new version out. So this is always we will keep on improving the application. More features and more function will come into the application. There'll come a time that these codes will be eradicated. Everything you need, you just go onto the QCell application and get it right from there. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a master's degree or a PhD.
It's very user-friendly.
Yes, it's very user-friendly because it's right there. The buttons are big. They are visible. They are clear. We do not use these big words to identify our services. We use local words, like in some places we use Lumo for a market. We know when you say Lumo in Gambian terms,
you definitely know.
So these are ways of trying to help people navigate our application without calling people, asking for help from. Oh, you have a son who went to school. Oh, Lami, Nena Mako, so you don't need all of that. You yourself can operate the app. You don't need to read to operate it. You don't need to write to operate it.
We can see how QCell is trying to get there when it comes to innovation and technology.
Of course.
I mean, when it comes to innovation, we've all seen what we've done here and we've been doing, you know, and there are a lot of things that will be done again. So Keba, quickly, Q Money Bijela.
Yes, coming it Buba Fanyaming, Akumata Purka Kulson and the Mulbu. Among Amanjari Muli Batani Biduna application or Purka, service working. Simon be a drum, Ella password about Lasina Kilinde. Yadunde.
Okay.
Sa manjere ko de adun ele pindron ibe solo wala then ibe dun app nginto ni dun daje foko di kiolo bang foka fonko sama credit ko la samba fo data bank fo ila broadband payment lo bang so nata la sign ya fa hamne sa ba fo lo mo ko munanon ko e manning app soto ya tra ya download
Play Store wala App Store
o App Store abena fala ba ka ba won nata pour que mo dahandi because ni ajibe mobile money nata wala kamol dahandi nyaaji be nunto mol ka bata bakele ko di kiyoto isaje sometimes mo sa ko di mola ka ko ni samanya kare pare sa hani be sirinda mi sa ko do ki ifak moy la within a second amari la ko do sodo ayta e jonto ya bondi ata bata na fa fana sa tuje ya fa hamno so nyin kuma da bakele so ba fule mo mi nan ko ben jibe kan ni ma soto isa tra ya am nyin
download
ni mi ya download ba 1 gigabyte free data
imagine mbadi ngolu ale QCell upload download nale download ale 1 gig internet soto free of charge so nga fale albori ale ta download ni won tan al QCell customer care command 1 11. So mbaringolo ala barka, Mr. Ade, thank you.
Thank you. And gentlemen, as you were talking that last bit, I just started downloading.
Wow.
Mr. Ade is downloading. Mr. Ade is also downloading.
I've been inspired.
Download and install.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
And Buba, thank you very much for the wonderful job that QCell is doing, Q Money. You people are doing a wonderful job. Bandoke, nakudo. You have to send me money there. You promised me on air. Okay.
You know, I saw you when you were very young. So.
Let's close this program. This program is closed.
We're over. We're out.